Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Terminus. Oh, wait, what happened? So it's been a couple hours since I played the last entry in real time. I mean, for you, it's been a day, but it's been a couple hours for me. So, I've made a decision because I really like this game. I'm going to give it 2 weeks. Not just 1 week, 2 weeks. Which means this first week is going to be all about the military, I'm going to continue with this Martian military career for the first week. The second week is going to be mostly a mercenary career with maybe 1 or 2 entries of the pirate career. Because this is a really good game. I really like a lot of it, and space sims like this are my favorite type of thing, like ever. So I want to give it a little bit of extra coverage. So yeah, Terminus is going to get 2 weeks. So let's dive back in. And again, if just a reminder, one, because of the way this runs, I have to start the recording before I start the game, and then exit the game to stop the recording, because for some reason when the game is running, the shortcut to start and stop recording doesn't work. That's a common feature for some of these old games. It just gets in the way of the scroll lock. That's my hotkey for starting and stopping recordings. That doesn't work for some reason when these old games are running. And two, and secondly, oh god, what was I gonna say? I've had a bit of wine since the last entry. I've had dinner and a bunch of wine, a lot of wine, and so I'm a little woo. So I apologize for that. Not really, sort of. But, yeah, so just a reminder, one, I have to start these entries before and after the game starts and exits. And second, it's going to be stuttery because it's display capture. I tried everything I could think of to do a window capture or display capture in OBS. Couldn't do a thing. And shadow play was also not helpful. So this is the best I could do. So here we go. Continue our role in the Martian military. And that is the N-Glide. That is the N-Glide 3DFX emulator, which is excellent, by the way. Now, for some reason, I don't know why it's so dark. On OBS, it looks really, really dark right now. And there's nothing I can do about that. I've got the, as you can see, I've got the gamma turned up almost all the way in the game. If I turn it up with the N-Glide configurator, it's almost unbearable. So I apologize. It's really dark. There's not much I can do about it. So where were we? Ah, yes, after this. We're still playing the Martians. So we got 3 people to talk to, apparently. Corky, Rio, and Robert. Let's talk to these people.
Hello, Lieutenant. How you doing? Dumb question, right? I had my time in uniform. I know it can be rough sometimes. Of course, for me, that was decades ago. But I'll let you in on something. Making sales and service calls to the military is a whole lot easier.
Huh.
Yeah, just nowhere as exciting. Hey, maybe you can indulge an old man. I gotta ask, seen any action lately?
What would I really say?
Well, that's something. But I guess you better not be spouting off to every Tom, Pedro, and Alley who comes along.
Tom, Pedro, and Alley!
You're talking to. Appearances can be deceiving. Take that recent Marauder hijacking, for instance. What's your take on that?
I don't want to get into that. That's what I think I would say.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot. But to me, it seems there's more to the story. After all, the Marauders, and for that matter, all the pirates in the asteroid belt, they seem to nearly fade away. The so-called experts have said for years that vortex transport would put them out of business before too long. Now, that's not to say the rogues couldn't come up with a surprise now and then. I remember the old days, before we lucked into this crazy alien technology. I know you're too young to remember a time when the vortex generators weren't known. It's amazing the changes you see if you keep yourself alive long enough. You learn to roll with the punches, too. Although I have to admit, I get a little squeamish sometimes if I have to travel through those hellholes. I always say my little prayer.
I gotta say one thing about the voice acting. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's weird that it's a still with text and a voiceover, but it's not bad. You know, the voice.
Mostly between military locations and the surface. I'm in the food vending business.
Huh.
I work for a subsidiary of the Mars Mining Company. Occasionally I go to Earth. I was born there, but it's funny, it doesn't feel like home. I figure I'm Martian down.
Oh, crap.
Now.
Hang on.
My wife feels
Sorry,
the same
man.
way, and she was even Terran military once upon a time. She left Earth after the plague in the 50s. Like I said, life's full of surprises. Maybe so. Maybe so. Take care now, and good luck to you.
Thanks, man. It was nice talking to him. What a nice fella. So apparently we have a mission. What? Civilian liner ice queen. Terrorist group has boarded. Taking control of the ship knows the siblings of Visser. Okay. Brainwash high-profile transport passengers. What? Okay. Nergal 34, apparently. The shuttle carrying the Martian boarding team. Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, we're doing it. Let's go. What am I in? Oh, I'm in a Talon, it looks like. Is that what I'm in? A Talon? Okay, where am I going?
The Ice Queen should be pinned down somewhere in the asteroid belt. The UEL has launched their anti-terrorist unit. Work with them to free the hostages.
Oh.
Mission control will be turned over to the UEL for now.
Alright, so it didn't a moment ago have my nav lock, but now it has my nav lock, so I'm in a Talon, so I've got a torpedo and a flare and a rupture cannon. I don't want the torpedo lock on everything. What do I need torpedoes for? I guess we'll find out, huh? God, it's so dark on OBS. By the way, if you don't know what I mean, OBS Studio is what I use to capture all my videos. OBS Studio is amazing. I love it. I can't imagine capturing videos without it. I've been using it for years, so I'm very familiar with it, but the amount of flexibility it has to save profiles, to save sources, I love it so much. It's one of the programs I use most often, not just for recording but streaming. Yeah, I love OBS so much. Okay. Anyway, back to the game. So once we hit less than 10 seconds, I'm going to activate the gate. Because the gate only lasts for 10 seconds once you activate it. Or I can wait for someone else to activate it. And just hang on a second. And badonkadonk. Alright. So
do not provoke the Visser fighters. We are going to negotiate. I repeat, do not fire your weapons. We can't afford to lose any civilians. Only if the negotiations fail will we send in the boarding parties.
Stay sharp, teams. The Ice Queen has just jumped into Belt Node Prime.
Ice Queen, is Gunther on board? We would like to discuss this situation. Yes,
okay.
What do you hope to accomplish with this stunt? You can't escape. UEMS Celtrea is on alert, and you don't stand a chance in Earth or Mars orbit. We We won't be intimidated. We know what's going on, and we will be heard. What's going on is that you're trapped. Try and hide in the belt. You'll find it's impossible to dodge pirates forever. You obviously don't understand.
What?
You know your dirty little secret. Your inaction endangers not only the environment, but humanity. You're
What?
destroying us all. Jam him. What was the kid? We can't negotiate with these fanatics. Storm the liner.
What?
We've been forced to board the Ice Queen. Send in Ursa 3-1 and Nurgle 3-4. Protect Nurgle 3-4. If your team can't get aboard the Ice Queen, this situation could get out of control.
Oh. Where's Nurgle 3-4? What the hell was that? Where's Nurgle 3-4? Okay. Weapons discharged in area. We're gonna keep an eye out on Nurgle 3-4 here. I hear shots being fired, but I don't know who's shooting at what. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm just gonna keep an eye out on Nurgle here. Hang on one second. Shit. Oh, was someone attacking me? Oh my god. You're attacking me?
Marine insertion complete.
That's neither the HUD flashes when I hit him. Oh, out of range. Oh, there we go. Ah! Whew. Good thing for thrusters. Whew! Are you attacking me? Alright, well, I'm gonna attack you first. Closest hostile, I think, is what I have this button to, so let's go do it. Bucephalus. What an interesting name.
We're encountering minimal resistance from the visitor. There's no sign of any execution. Contact. Palpatine's boarding in. Just a dang gun. He's trying to escape.
Good work. With him in our custody, the passengers are safe.
The Visser craft are pulling back. Consortium craft, disengage the Visser fighters. The UEL will take care of them. You're clear to return home.
Oh, okay. Returning home, ma'am. Oh, that was interesting. Apparently we helped capture a Ice Queen luxury liner. I'm not sure, Benny. I think. Sort of. We're not lining this up properly. We're gonna stop soonish. Alright, and let's come to a stop. Woo! Let's come to a stop. Come on. Alright, hang on a second. Yeah, I don't know if I could have made that. There we go. Ah, the stuttering on OBS looks so weird. Alright, Olympia Military. Let's get close enough to dock. And then we'll see about another just regular mission. So this ship I'm flying now, which is the Talon, kind of a light fighter gunship thing with a decent cargo. The nice thing about the Talon is it's very versatile. This is the ship you get when you choose a mercenary career. So you'll see that happen next week, as we are. And next week we're going to be doing a mercenary and maybe pirate career. Alright, and let's start coming to a stop. That's a weird sentence. Let's start coming to a stop. Oh good, we're not going to be too far out of the way. Once we come to a stop, I'll hit the docking control. There we go. Boink. God, it's so dark. It's the weird thing. It's so dark on OBS, but when I watched the video, I did a test video earlier, and when I watched the video, it wasn't as dark as it was on OBS. It's really weird. Okay, let's just... Just saving constantly. Can we talk to these other people we didn't talk to last time? Yeah, let's talk to Rio. His name, I don't know if it's his or her. Her name is Rio.
Did I see you speaking with that older gentleman? The one in the food business, I think it is? I was going to warn you about that. He's harmless enough, of course, and usually pretty entertaining. There's something else I'll pass your way. I'm not a pilot, of course, so I can't judge how true this may be. But I heard a rumor the brass is using the top dog to test flyers for some big deal mission coming up. You can ask around, but I guess you'll find out soon enough. How did you do in the first round anyway? Good luck in the rematch then. Well, I've got to get going.
Rematch?
We'll speak again sometime. Bye.
Hi, I'm Rob. Rob Urena. Saw you around. I haven't had a chance to introduce myself. Just curious, did you get a chance to fly top dog? I'm trying to find out how the contestants in Nurgle Squadron did. And I asked the right pilot, how'd we do?
Match was called off.
Well, I hope nothing serious happened. You would think that out of all operations a fighter pilot could fly, the one that would go most smoothly would be the top dog. I guess you'll just have to win the rematch.
Crap.
You know, I'm kind of jealous. I never got to fly top dog at all. Well, after I graduated the UAL Pilot Academy, I served 3 years in the League Navy. In those years, I never once qualified for the top dog.
Okay.
Not for lack of skill.
Top dog.
I guess the Terrans just didn't want some red representing their squadrons. When I joined up with the consortium last year, we were still boycotting the competition. And then 1 month ago, I joined up with the Nurgle Squadron as an administration officer. The job's kept me too busy to compete this year. Well, my wife and I were originally from Earth. But I wouldn't want to go back. It was the Martian mining corps that got me out of that sewer of a town I grew up in. Once my debt was paid, we became Martian citizens. So when I finished up my mandatory time in the Terran military, I naturally chose to join the consortium. I know. How did a lieutenant get a cushy admin slot? To put it
Cushy?
simply, the job was open. Normally I would need to be lieutenant commander, but I guess they were short. I have no idea why. Anyways, I jumped at the opportunity. The weekdays are hectic, but I get time on the weekend to visit my wife and 2 daughters. We've got a comfortable habitat down in Elysium. My 2 girls are growing up like weeds, so I cut back on the flight hours. Not saying that piloting wasn't fun, but when you've got a family, you need something sure and dependable. Graduated in '93. My year was the last year we could do that. The previous premier, Monique Girard, she was really into promoting these goodwill programs like Top Dog or Open Admittance to the academies. Then Premier Chen came in and changed everything. Now you need a Terran citizenship for the academies. And I'm lucky I was allowed to graduate at all. Not in the least. Just look at the UEL's current policies. He's trying to cut back on all the liberties we had before. Yeah, I better stop talking about him before I go off on a rant. But we were so close to independence. Politics, you know, it goes in cycles. Chen's like the woman before Gerard. Hey, that's okay. I'm always willing to share my experience with fellow flyers.
Interesting.
Go right ahead. Yeah, that bunch of crackpots. And my wife still works at the MMC, so naturally I get an earful of the Visar have bombed this mine, or we've lost another shipment. Sometimes that's all I hear from her when we talk. To think it's been going on this long is unbelievable. It's tough. The Terrans will be unfriendly negotiators, but we're a total space trade economy. We really need to get those tariffs removed. Not to mention the Marauder problem. The Terrans need to do more to crack down on them. Sure thing. See you around.
I'm sorry, I realized I was probably clicking through those a little too fast. Wow, more people to talk to. Let's talk to Heidi real quick.
Excuse me, Lieutenant? Lieutenant? Hi, I'm a reporter for the
Oh,
Consortium News
God.
Service. I heard your squadron participated in the Ice Queen rescue. Were you there?
She's kind of hot. I'd talk to her.
Good. I'd like to ask you questions about the rescue, if you wouldn't mind. Thanks, I really appreciate it. So, in your opinion, do you think the siblings of the Visar are in any way dangerous? But they said they didn't want to hurt anyone. Did you see or hear Gunther, the leader, at all? Very interesting. That wasn't in the reports at all.
Huh.
Of course, Gunther's credibility is suspect. He's supposedly an extreme zealot. Used to be a military officer, actually. Do you think the Visar had anything to do with the other raids in our area? Do you
I don't
think
know.
the Marauders or the other pirate clans are responsible? But even the Marauders can't be responsible
Sorry.
for anything.
I'm probably
I know
clicking
that
through too
sounds like a
fast.
shocker because we Martians always blame the Marauders for all our problems. You see, I've studied how the Marauders work. They always strike when they have an advantage, like when there's easy pickings. They're not cowards, but they're not fools. The only thing I can think of is that it's another pirate clan or the Marauders are going through a power struggle. Of course, there's been this rumor that some other group is masquerading as Marauders in the belt.
I think you've got a conspiracy theory going on there. Who would want to masquerade as Marauders?
I don't know. The siblings of the Visar?
I think you've got a conspiracy theory going on there.
I'm sorry. It just makes me so angry when people think there are simple solutions. It can't be that easy. How could it be that easy? I guess that's why I'm working for CNS.
Any other questions?
Just one. What do you think of the upcoming summit?
Now that we know that single siblings of the Visar were responsible for the combo hijacking, it should be smooth sailing. There's some tough trade issues we need to iron out. I like the trade answer.
Yeah, the wrangling over those trade tariffs has gone on and on forever. Are you sure you don't have any more time? Well, maybe I can interview
Sorry.
you
Oh,
again?
crap.
Well, bye. See you. Thanks for the interview.
Let's check what these news stories are.
SolarComNet Inc. reports that all communications have been restored in areas affected by blackouts, and that
Huh.
all buoys and satellites will be functioning properly. The company, which manages communications throughout the system, unexpectedly encountered a variety of technical problems last week. A joint rescue team with both UEL and Mars personnel has ended a terrifying ordeal for 1,200 hostages aboard a lifetime vacation space liner. The luxury liner Ice Queen, en route to Jupiter from Mars, was overtaken by the siblings of the Visar. According to Lifetime, a live airing of the symposium on the feasibility of system-wide terraforming was tragically cut short when cult members, led by former military official Daniel Gunther, stormed into the broadcast room demanding to use the equipment. Former hostages say that the combined forces of Mars and the UEL gained control of the liner before the siblings of the Vissar could make any public demands. The joint rescue team also acted swiftly and efficiently to overpower the cult spaceships. Surviving cult members, including Gunther, have been detained by the authorities for questioning. While in chains, cult members shouted that they meant no harm and only wished to spread their message to the masses. Yet many former hostages sustained injuries and have been taken to area hospitals for treatment. Authorities have also uncovered new information regarding the Vissar's enigmatic leader. Gunther has been linked to the Lidless Eye, a violent terrorist organization. The Lidless Eye claimed responsibility for the infamous 3 Days of Terror in 2175, whereby 2 UEL cruisers were seized and used to annihilate neighboring stations.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make you listen to all that.
The siblings of the Vissar have claimed responsibility for the shocking assault on a transport belonging to the Martian Mining Corps. The tanker, just one of many headed for Mars from Europa, carried a routine valerium shipment.
Okay. They put a lot of work into these little news things, I guess. It's kind of neat. That gives more detail into the universe. All right, hang on. Let's see if we can fit in one more mission. Strike, patrol, transport. Let's do a transport mission. That might be a change of pace. This is a transport ship, which is a much slower boat to fly than... See, it's slower. Oh, God! Ah! God. Yeah, already it's slower than, alright, this bucket is slower than, the fighters I was flying the last thing. Hang on, what is the mission? Ulysses military. Wonder if we'll have to fly back from there if we can take more missions from Ulysses military. We'll find out. What is that? Okay. Alright. Mars node gate. Okay. Sure, why not? Yeah, this is military, is I guess where we're going. Yippa-dippa-doo. God, this thing is slow. Come on. There we go. Hang on. Where's the bottom of the fucking thing? It's right there. Yeah, right about there. Yeah. Yeah, we're at 100% thrust and we're still just chugging along. There we go. Okay. Oh, a little faster. Excuse me. I'm impatient. That's the thing. I'm very impatient. I guess we should start. We should begin slowing down. Damn it. Come on. Well, we might do okay. Maybe. Ooh, might be alright. What a bucket. Yay! Oh, I'm saving the game. I'm saving the game because it crashes because it's so crash prone, even though it hasn't crashed after that one time. Oh, it's been a half an hour. We're gonna stop here. Anyone to talk to? No one to talk to. All right, we should stop here. All right. See you for the next one, folks. Bye.